What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Patreon. It is 5:45 p.m. here on the East Coast in the USA. It is December 28th of 2018. This is going to be the second update of the day. Just watching the markets play out here. Again, volume's decent. It's not anything groundbreaking right now. If you're looking at it overall from the 12-hour, obviously just the average amount of volume here moving across this area. The volume is decreasing here. So I'm not sure, I'm not totally sure what that means just yet. Maybe there's a lack of interest or the market's comfortable with the price. I guess we'll find out soon. If you're looking at it from the 4-hour perspective, I mean, these types of moves here, when you look at a move like this, right, and you're just looking at it happen in real time, right? Like if you were here, remember these days here when the price is bouncing, right? Remember this? You're looking at the move happen like this, right? You're looking at the chart and it's bouncing, and it looks really nice and bullish, right? I mean, same thing happens here. You're like it just seems like the market's getting ready to make a nice upward move, and it's kind of what's happening now, right? Like these swings are not really abnormal. This is a pretty big spread right here. It's nothing abnormal though, right? We've seen this type of stuff happen a lot off of these runs, right? I mean, the market falls, trade sideways, falls again, and bounces up. We had a bigger bounce than I expected here, although if you're looking at it, it's not anything really different. Nothing really different here. And currently we're hitting this resistance, and we got that support working for us. So, we'll see how this plays out, guys. We'll see how this plays out. Again, volume's not all that great. You can look at it like this as well. So we'll see. This resistance here that we're hitting now, it's played a pretty key role, obviously, throughout all of this movement here. It's been a pretty big player in the price action. You can kind of, I guess you could mark that up as well. It's not really exact, but it's been a pretty big player here, this area. And it looks like we'll probably get some resistance for now. Most likely to get a bit of a pullback for now. But we'll see how this plays out, guys. We'll see how this plays out. Again, I still don't think this head and shoulder or inverse head and shoulders pattern is going to play out. The volume at the low is really not strong. I've been talking about this a lot. This volume is really not convincing of a bottom. I mean, it could play out temporarily, I guess. I guess this could play out, right? It's always possible, guys. Something like that could take place. But the market, things would have to kind of turn around. Again, it's still looking pretty bearish. Like, yes, we have a nice big swing to the upside here recently off of this area. The thing about it, though, it's whales accumulate at certain levels, and then at a certain point, they just it's like instantaneous, guys. It's instantaneous swings to the upside. And that right there is a pretty clear sign of manipulation. Even these sell-offs, right? It's clearly price manipulation, quick gains, guys. Whales accumulating, and then they just snap that price up, and it's literally just the price shift is instantaneous. And now they have good levels to sell at here, right? You can see consistent selling happening. Probably some shorts getting liquidated. But overall, I mean, this is, in my opinion, this is now it's really a profit zone. It's a profit zone, guys. I expect, whales to be taking profits here. But again, short-term stuff, always hard to predict. So we'll see how this plays out. This is a pretty key resistance point now. This whole area really, let's mark that up, right? This has been an extremely tough zone to get through for Bitcoin over the past little while here. And, we've gotten rejected so many times, rejection, and now a bit of rejection. And again, the volume here is not that great. So, a lot of people who are inexperienced in trading are going to get super excited off of this, and they're going to think that, the inverse is now, it's locked in and we're ready to go. Oh, it's bullish, we're ready to go. And this is why a lot of people get screwed, guys, right? A lot of people get screwed in this market because they just get too excited off of this kind of movement. And, we're still on a downtrend here, even off this last high. We're still on a downtrend. Nothing's really changed too much. We had a little bit of a bump here in price, But we'll let the Moon Boys get overconfident, and then when they panic sell, we'll buy their orders, right? I do expect lower prices from here. Again, yeah, one of our patrons was asking me, "Hey Kev, like, have you sold or what's going on?" Like, no, guys, I still have 35% exposure in the market. I'm still exposed with 35% in this area right here, right? So, it's recently the prices been kind of floating up and around. So I've been pretty comfortable. I've been pretty comfortable with my positions here. The price just kind of, going down, going up. It's whatever, right? I don't feel the need to do too much more in this area. If you're looking here, let me just hop over to Coinbase, a little bit cleaner. Right, so if you consider that most of my positions are sitting here, I guess I could just mark it up more. I have 2 positions here and 1 position here, right? Actually, how should I mark this up? Let me just mark it up as levels. This is roughly where they are, right? 3,600, 3,700. It's a bit off actually. These lines are a bit off. I mean, I could get super specific here. Right? So these are the levels that I'm at, guys. 35% exposure. So I'm pretty comfortable with what's going on here. I'm pretty comfortable with it. And again, so if my positions are here, I'll just mark it up like that. It's a little bit weird. If my positions are here, guys, there's not much for me to do in this area right now, right? I don't want to just be overexposing myself here, taking like positions here, and like trying to play this inverse head and shoulders that might not even happen, right? It's just too much. It's just too much exposure. So what I need to do now, personally, how I'm approaching this is I need to wait for lower prices so I can position myself here, start positioning myself on the way down, and hopefully at some point we'll come up and I'll be taking positions on the way up, right? This is what I'm waiting for here. So guys, it's a slow process. It is a slow process, but it's a comfortable process. And if you are a long-term believer in Bitcoin, then this is the ideal approach, right? This is the ideal approach. If you're not sure about Bitcoin, but you love the volatility, then yes, trading on leverage and all that kind of stuff is awesome. And you'll probably make a ton of money if you're good at it, right? If you know how to do that. Personally, I like the strategy that I'm taking, and I've been planning to do this strategy for a long time. So I'm going to continue on with it, obviously. Is there anything else I'm missing today? There might have been some questions that I forgot from some patrons. Maybe not. I think that was about it. But yeah, guys, we'll see what happens. Just sit back, relax, let the thing play out, let things happen, and don't get too impulsive. Obviously, some of my patrons informed me recently that they've been using my calls for short-term gains, and that's great, right? You can do whatever you want. And now that patron is now waiting for lower prices for better positions, right? So some of my patrons have used my calls for short-term gains, and that's great, right? You can do that. And now they're just waiting for better levels. I think that person mentioned that they were buying in here or something just to get something in the market, which isn't a bad idea. And also, guys, this is not financial advice. Nothing I say is financial advice. I'm showing you what I'm doing, and you can do whatever you want. And this is really just here for guidance, right? So, guys, have a good rest of your night. Leave your comments, questions below, and I will talk to you all very soon. If anything crazy happens, if we break above this resistance, I'll go live. If we break below this support, I will go live, right? Anything that happens like this, I don't really care too much to go live for. It's kind of boring, in my opinion. But I'll talk to you guys soon.